Hey folks, good afternoon. Hope you are doing well. And I'm going to go over a couple of these async problems that cover the material that we went over in class today, just so you're 100% clear on how to answer these. It's easiest to do this in your student activity book. We're in the exponents and radicals section, student activity sheet 1, in the overview, or on page 204. This question states that we're to consider each pair of expressions, decide if the expressions in each pair are equal or not, and then write a rule in symbols and words. I'm going to adjust these directions slightly. So you're just going to decide if we're using the product rule, the quotient rule, the power rule, one of those rules that we went over today in class. Okay, so the first step is looking at these and deciding if they are equal. 2 to the third times 2 to the fifth. Does that equal 2 to the 8th? Yes, it does. That using the product rule that we learned in class today, if two exponents have the same base and they're being multiplied, we add the exponents. In this one, 2 to the third times 2 to the fifth, that does not equal 2 to the 15th. And the property that's being used here is the product rule, which states that x times x to the a times x to the b equals x to the a plus b. Those notes we took in class on what the product rule was, just write that there. That's what's being used in this. So for each of these, you're going to do that same thing, okay? Great. For number 4, you're just going to be simplifying. So you're going to be using those rules that we learned. So for example, if we were doing b, we have 3 to the 6th times 4 to the 3rd times 3 to the 2nd, the negative 2nd. And we're going to only combine exponents and powers that have the same base. So that means we're only combining these two. This we see multiplication, so we're going to be applying the power rule here. 3 to the 6th times 3 to the negative 2, that's 3 to the 4th. And we have times 4 to the 3rd. Okay, we can't simplify it any further than that because we're being asked to leave our answers in exponential form. Finally, number 5 is a challenge question. I just want to explain it. You'll get some extra credit if you do this and do it successfully. You're going to be creating expressions that meet these conditions specified. When you see the word multiplication rule, really we're talking about the product rule there. If you see division, we're talking about quotient. Those are just different names for them. Okay, so the expression simplifies to 4 squared x to the 4th times y using the multiplication rule. So it's your job to come up with two things that you would multiply, or even more than two things that you could multiply together that would result in it simplifying to this. Okay, so since this is an extra credit challenge question, I'm not going to provide a full example, just wanted to clarify what it was asking. If you have further questions, please come to supplemental block from 1 to 2. And or send me a text or give me a call, 215-543-2848. I'm happy to help. Have a great Friday evening and rest of your weekend, and I will see you next week.